If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. You've got to hear what this clown just said at the World Economic Forum. And remember, folks, keep in mind all the stuff we've heard over the last few years about chips and tracking and how Billy Yates keeps coming out going, this whole illusion, like, I want to track where you go, like, I care what you're doing. And all these morons laugh, and they're like, yeah, why would Bill want to track where we're going and what we're doing? Well, it gets even more crazy than that, because not only do they want to track where you're going, this guy's talking about this is the head of the Alibaba Group. He's talking about your individual carbon footprint tracker, which will monitor what you buy, what you eat, and how you travel, in addition to many other things. And of course, we all know that this was coming, or knew this was coming, and know that it's actually here. And of course, with the social credit score and other things, this will be pushed heavily to track people's behavior. And of course, if you aren't obliging by their full communist control, of course, you'll be doxxed. You won't be able to make purchases. You won't be able to travel based on your behavior, and your behavior just has to do with conforming. But listen to this clown, J. Michael Evans, the Alibaba Group president, flat out telling you about the individual carbon footprint.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on. We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
So, these are the same people who blast this crap over and over and over in the mainstream media about conspiracy theorists talking about Billy Yates and all these other clowns trying to track us, and then them going, why would we want to do that? Well, apparently he wants to track what we eat. Apparently, we all know that they want to track everything. That's part of the push you've heard in the last decade or so about data and how data controls and rules everything. So here are all the leaders of the world, leaders of business, Susan Wojcicki, head of YouTube, head of PepsiCo, you name it. All these heads of corporations, all these heads of government are all sitting there saying they want these types of things for us, like individual carbon footprint trackers. And we're supposed to be okay with this? We're supposed to be okay with giving up our privacy and giving up our freedoms to a bunch of sick psychopaths who worship Satan, who want total control over our thoughts? I don't think so, boys. I don't think so. How people sit and see the World Economic Forum and don't think that this group needs to be disbanded. This is like all the rich and powerful people in the world meeting, influencers, you name it, talking about how they literally want to live in bed with you, stare at you, follow you, smell your dung in the morning, watch you shower, and literally be everywhere at all times because they're afraid. And the whole reason they want to do it is because they're afraid that people are going to out them and take their power away when they realize what they're doing. That's why they're hell-bent on doing this now. Because more and more people are starting to get restless about what's happening in the world. And more people are starting to look around and go, I don't see some of this stuff they're saying going on. I don't see overflowed hospitals. I don't see people falling on the floor at the store because they're so sick. I don't see racism in my town. But I do see all these rich people telling us about climate change, then flying to these places on private jets and massive SUVs, and telling us this and telling us that's going on, and telling us it's our fault. And then I see them trying to get carbon footprint trackers and other things where they go, well, it's not in place yet. Oh, well, it's not in place yet, but the technology is clearly there. And that is part of this Agenda 2030 plan. So them even talking about it, I mean, it's like, it's coming. I mean, it's going to be in place because all this stuff you see that's going on in the world about people's behavior, especially here in America, you know, if they don't agree with you, now you're racist. If they don't agree with you, you're a bigot. If they don't agree, this is what they're convincing people of. It's going to be a system based on your behavior. No different than being a good student at school and getting A's for learning all of the propaganda and indoctrination better than the other kids. You get rewarded, and then you get to go to another school, a better school, and learn even more propaganda. In this system, which is about full control, you won't even be able to eat without being a participant in the system. One that's fully monitoring you. Why these people are there, how we allow the World Economic Forum to have their own military over there, paramilitary operating. And people go, well, what can we do about this? Well, for starters, people listen to my channel who are in the military. People in the military need to know what's up because their defense is the military. Our own government's going to use our military against its citizens. Everybody sees this coming. If you don't, you're blinding yourself to the truth, or you're blind to the truth. That's what they're doing. That's why they're making domestic terrorist threats. They're calling people like me and you domestic terrorists, even though we're not even violent threats. It's just because we're questioning what they're doing. And they're afraid that they're going to get caught and they're going to get overthrown because there's way more of us than them. And they're relying on their brainwashed military to protect them. And there's a lot of people over the years who have listened to my channel who are in the military. And you've got to be strong. You've got to talk to people about this stuff because they're going to use you on the front lines of defense. You're going to be going after innocent civilians who you're supposed to be protecting our rights. And they're going to have you turn on us because they're going to convince you that we're all domestic terrorists. It's unbelievable. People think, we need to make the world better. So we're going to rely on these people who want to track and monitor you, who want to take away free speech, who want the only opinion that's going to be allowed is going to be their opinions. And then you have these morons who are like, the quote unquote liberal who are like, that's great. That's great. It's going to be a loving world. And they're going to eventually turn on you and you're going to have no free speech. So we need to band together against this garbage. Who gave this guy, Alibaba here, the power to even, I don't know what to say at this point if people don't see what's going on. I truly don't. It's like the Freemasonry. It's like, the Freemason lodges are in everybody's town. And it's like, why do we let them in our towns? People should overthrow them and get them out. They don't, the land that they're on isn't even like, it's like, like Disney World. Like it's land where they're their own government inside your town. And then you have this, like this isn't its own government. It's got its own military protecting them. You have American journalists over there, supposedly at least, who are trying to, get scoops and be out there and show these people's faces so everybody know who the real enemies of the state are, who the real terrorist threats are, and they're detaining people. I mean, whether that's real or fake, whatever, that's up for you to decide. But the truth is they do have their own military. You can see the patches on their sleeves with the goat horns on it. I mean, these people literally have the nerve. How much have we heard over the last couple of years? And sorry for the rant, but it drives me insane. How much over the years since the 1/9er came have we heard about the chip and the tracking and these losers coming on TV over and over? Jimmy Kimmel, these talking head puppets who taken up the poop chute, talking about, oh my gosh, these crazy conspiracy tinfoil hat wearers think that we want to track everything they do. Then they go and they meet at these places and they're like, yeah, individual carbon footprint tracker. We're going to monitor what you buy, what you eat, where you are, where you travel, what your favorite preferences are, what your sexual preferences are, how many times a day you shower, how many times a day you wash your hands, how many times a day you poop. And we're going to keep doing that over and over because it's for the betterment of society. And these idiots are like, yeah, that's it for the betterment of society. I don't care. You can film me. I'm not doing anything wrong. You can listen to my phone calls. I'm not doing anything wrong. Until they deem you a threat like they've done to the rest of us. And it will come. They're working you. But these people are suckers anyway, the ones that are getting worked into this and actually thinking that this is for the betterment of humanity. Well, you got Klaus Schwab and these people literally telling you that they want to take all your money, they want you to own nothing, They want everyone to have the same income. They want everyone to live in a virtual hell. I mean, how do people not see this? They're openly telling you this stuff. So what now? They're going to dismiss this and go, he doesn't really mean he wants a footprint tracker. Or are they going to use the other narrative and just go, no, it's no different than it is now because, they do track your credit cards and then they do track you online, like what websites you go to, because then they remarket you. Literally, the guy said what you eat. And he means more than that. He means more than just what you eat and where you are. They want to know what you're thinking at all times because they want to make sure they're safe and protected. And they want to arrest you for pre-crimes, which is what they're trying to push now. Just the censorship alone should be enough to wake people up, to get these people out of power. But it's not. It's not. That's the crazy thing. People should see the censorship and go, well, what are they so afraid of these people for? Why do they keep bringing attention to them? They're so paranoid about me and other people. What are you afraid of? I'm a small YouTuber. Who cares if 20,000 people listen? 20,000 Christians for the most part who listen. No, what do you care? Oh, you're so scared because you know that even 20,000, there's 20,000 people listening to this channel. It's more than you guys are, right? I mean, you have your low-end celebrities who do your bidding, your Jimmy Kimmels, Jimmy Fallons, those low-lifes, Stephen Colbert. Yeah, you have Kanye's and Kim Kardashian, all of those people doing it. And then you have these people who you never hear of, never see, but these are the people who control your behavior. They're the ones who monitor your behavior and they market you and work you into believing that all this chaos is actually going on when it's not. They're telling you it's going on because they want to gain more power over you and over me, including getting a carbon footprint. Unbelievable. Reminder, check out the website at callforunuprising.com before I lose my mind. No, I'm kidding. I'm not losing my mind. Maybe my hair. But check out the website. I mean, I'll continue updating you on the stuff going on over there. They ain't hiding anything anymore because they know they've got society so dumbed down that people are actually going to want this. They're like, cool, new technology that's going to track how many blinks I have in an hour. No, the government's going to know my exact thoughts at all times. I don't care because, I'm thinking good things and I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. Oh, yeah, until your brain... you pop up some scenario in your head and they're at your door cuffing you. And you'll say, why did I let them in my brain? Oh, because you're stupid. That's why. Thanks again for being here, everybody. God bless all of you and your families.